Hey everyone, this is Ben. Hey, thank you for joining us on this episode of the Semper Gumby channel. Well, I just returned, Hoku and I just returned from Denver, Colorado, and we were out there for a couple days because I know many of you have been anxiously waiting to see what Sarge has on the vehicle. But we have teamed up with DirtBox Overland, and I'm part of the DirtBox Overland family now because we are rocking the new DirtBox Overland truck topper. And it is unbelievable. I did spend the night in Colorado Springs on the way back just to do a really quick to rest. But today or tonight will be the first shakedown trip with the new truck topper. And I'm going to take you along with us. It's going to be a great shakedown trip because we are the only one here. There is nobody here. The leaves are changing. It's nice and crisp. And tonight we're going to make a great dinner using the rock pot, beef stroganoff, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So come along and join us as we are here on our shakedown trip. So this is the new DirtBox Overland camper topper. Now this thing is absolutely incredible, and I'm going to show you some of the features we have on this camper. Now overall it weighs about 420 somewhat pounds. That's with the rooftop tent, the truck topper itself, and the awning. So it's a little bit lighter than what I was towing a couple months ago with my tiny camper. And I like this one better because it gives me the opportunity to, or the freedom, I could say, to just go wherever and camp. And Hoku likes it, and it's a lot more room than I thought it was going to be. Now the locking mechanisms on these are so super heavy duty. They're called whale tails. And if you look, there is a lock keyhole right there. And there's also a pad. They put a little foam pad on here. So when you close it, it keeps dirt and debris out of the lock. Also, if you have it up and locked, you can also put a padlock on here for extra security. But of course, the Molle panel, you can mount stuff on here with a Molle panel. They have so many attaching mounting points. Okay. They do have some tracks up in here that you can use to mount different accessories. I mounted my fire extinguisher right here. So if I need to get to it really fairly quick, I can do that. So we're going to come around the back side. We're going to open this up and start offloading the truck. The latches on these are so super heavy duty. All you have to do is pull this pin and turn it. Okay. Same way with this one. Turn it, and you go ahead and lift the latch. It's pretty stout. They're all billet latches. Okay. Once you got the latches down, you go ahead and just deploy your tent. Now I also picked up one of these DirtBox Overland awnings. This is a 270 awning here. And today is going to be the first time I use it, so So this 270 awning also has these LED light strips in here, and we'll go ahead and we'll turn that on tonight. But they also come with these legs that are adjustable. So let's start off with the awning. This is a 270 awning from DirtBox, and it goes all the way around just like a 270-degree awning, but this thing goes all the way out. I mean, I want to say a good 5 or 6 feet from the truck. This could be a freestanding awning as well, or you can, like I said, deploy the legs. I've got 1, 2, 3, there's 4 legs on here, but I only got 3 set up, and then you can also stake them down. They're high quality. Even the tie downs come with these buckles or little loops that can hold stuff down pretty good. Now, both sides have these gull wing doors that open up, and each of the doors you can mount either a Molle panel up here or accessories using these slots, and that's pretty cool. I'm going to order some Molle panels that go on that. Now, if you look at the locks itself, man, they're pretty heavy duty. There's 2 of them, 1 on each side, and these are called whale tails because they kind of look like whale tails. But the locks itself have these foam pads right here, so when you close it, it keeps the dirt and dust out. And then you can also put an additional padlock right here to keep it even more secured. But these things are pretty robust. When we open it up, these got these really awesome struts right up here. You got 2 of them, and they keep the door open. The box here you see, that is the Molle box, and basically you can store your items right up in here. You know, it's right now I've got it semi organized, but like I said, this is a shakedown trip, so everything will be moved once I get some bags and stuff before the Gumby gathering. They do come with these awesome DirtBox latch covers, so nothing gets in the way or tangles with it. They only come with 1. You have to buy them separately as well. Then they have these slots, these T-slots, where you can mount more items in here. More Molle panels. There's I mean, this thing has so much options for equipment and gear to mount on here. And of course, like I said, this right here is my Molle box. It does have a nice rubber seal to keep out dust, dirt, and water. If you see right here, we'll talk about these in a little bit, but they do have LED lights that's on here as well. But we'll cover that here in just a second. Now, if we come back around to the back, you will see they do have a window here. And this window, you can actually put some Molle. There's a Molle kit that will prevent somebody from breaking the glass and getting in. They also have these struts here in the back as well. But really sturdy equipment. And then, of course, you know, I've got my Kingpin lighting here, and I've got one up in there. We'll cover a little bit more of that here in just a second. So, and then of course it's the same on this side. And then I've got my fire extinguisher mounted and all that stuff. But this side doesn't have the covers. I am going to get some covers here in a little bit in the next week or 2. And of course, you know, like I said, the rubber seal. So let's go ahead and go in here and check it out. I can't believe how much room there is in this camper topper. Now I'm on the lower level, so we're going to start at the top. But basically, to get to the top, you just push this up here. And let's go on this side so you can see You push it up. Now you can stand up in this thing. It's pretty amazing. It's got really good heavy duty struts on both sides. There is also a little shelf out here. This is an additional cushion, and I'll show you what it's used for, but you can store stuff up here as well while inside here. I guess if you had an infant or you had somebody small, like a child, pretty much you could let them sit down in here or lay down in here. I've got the windows semi-open. These things are blackout curtains. I mean, when they're up, it is dark. And of course, I've got them on both sides. Really nice canvas. And then they roll up. And then of course, I've got the one here in the back. I don't know if you guys can see that. Another cool feature is this fold down table right up here. So when you got it down, you can put stuff up here as well. And then there's also a pass through. So if you wanted to, you know, if the bed's down and you wanted to grab something or somebody pass something up to you, you could do it with this pass through table. But it's pretty cool. So you've got a power on for your lights. You have a 12-volt cigarette lighter, and then you also have a USB. You got a Type C and a Type A power outlet there. And of course you get these really cool DirtBox Overland little, I guess a little coffee or a little container that slips right in that hole right there. But you can turn on the lights with this, and then you will see there is lighting right up here, LED lighting. Really nice glow to it. It's not overwhelming or bright. And then you can just hit the button to turn it off right there. Turn it back on. And then there you go. What else we got up here? Oh, also I've got my Kingpin lighting right here. And this thing does swivel. So you can adjust it the way you want. And I have it hooked up into my MPPT controller. So there he is. It just came on. And at night, it's provides lighting down here, all on the bottom. But and also I can change it to white if I want to, or leave it at red. And then, you know, I can shut it off and turn it on with the controller there. So also, to take the bed down, if you want, you have to push this little latch in, and then you can bring, and you got all that room up there. I'm going to get up here and I'm going to show you how much room there is. Let me climb up on this ladder and come up here. Oh, okay. Whew. All right, now I am sitting here, and also, you know, you can hang your feet off like a tailgate. Let me get my keys out of my wallet or pocket. I mean, you got all the space up here. I mean, you could actually fit 2 people up in here. On the top does have these little pouches where you can put either your iPad or something. And then you have little shoe or little storage ends on each end over there. Now the really cool feature is, like I said, this table or this little fold down comes down here, and then you can take the extra cushion that was down below and put it there. And now you even have a larger sleeping platform. My feet only come up to about here. I've got another 1.5 or 2 feet for that. So that's really awesome. I mean, I've got my hands and my feet from end to end, and I still can't touch the ends. These cushions are about, I would say, 3 inches thick. They're pretty comfortable. And like I said, you know, if you're not going to use the platform here, you can go ahead and just pull it up, and like I said, you can just kind of hang your feet down just like that. But yeah, that's it for the up above. It's really comfy and cozy. There's a lot of room. You can actually fit 2 people up here. Hoku now stays down below because she likes that space down on the bottom. I don't feel like carrying her up through this spot right here. I don't want her to freak out. So, but anyway, let's go downstairs and then check out what else we got down there. All right, let's go down the ladder and let's go check out what we got down below. When you're not using the ladder, you can store it up in the upward position, and it just goes right in there, and then it locks into place just right there. And the ladder is out of the way. Now it does have these little pins here to hold it so your ladder won't fall down, and it'll stay out of the way. And then you can even bring your table down up here and have more space to use while you're sitting in the camper. So, but it's pretty awesome. Another option you can do on the back of this Molle panel box, they do have some mounting points. So I got the fold down table, and if you look right here, this thing glows in the dark as well. But you can fold the table down. It does have this cutting board that slides out, so if you want additional space on this side, or if you want additional space on the other side to put your drinks or your coffee, you have that option as well. So if I'm working on my computer, I can leave my coffee here or leave my mouse or whatever, but then it folds right back in. I can put my laptop here and do some work. Oh, wait. Can't tell you guys my password. Just kidding. And then I can bring, do everything I need to do with my Starlink hooked up to my inverter. But yeah, so, it's a nice platform where you can do your work, as well as you can cook on here, make coffee, or whatever you need to do at night. This right here is my battery for my Starlink. So that way I don't have to plug it in. I can run, this runs about 2.5–3 hours on the Starlink. I have that inside of the truck right now. But yeah, this fold down table is a great addition. So let's talk about battery management or power management. And of course, everything you see here is I collaborated with Li Time, and they're one of my sponsors. So they did send me a whole bunch of electronics for Sarge, but I wanted to mount these things off of the ground. And having to mount these things off the ground, you will have a lot more space available, like usable space. This was unusable space, but DirtBox Overland has this Molle panel that mounts into these T-slots, so you can adjust to where you want it. I wanted it on this side. I don't need the pass-through window anymore. There's not really anything I can use to pass through. Me being fat and old, I can't get through there, and Hoku's 90 pounds, so she can't get through there as well. But this Molle panel mounts on your T-slots, and then we mounted the Li Time 30 amp MPPT controller right here, and right below it is the 3000 watt pure sine inverter. And then of course down below here I do have my Slim Edition 12.800 amp hour battery to the Cali Rays Molle panels on here. Now this was again unusable space here, so I went to Cali Rays and I picked up this truck bed Molle panel and mounted my battery, my slimline battery, to that. I will mount the second battery to the other side at a later date, but right now 100 amp hours is plenty. So let's talk about lighting. When I've got the doors, or at night when it's all dark, this thing has a lot of LED lights. Now they're low energy drawing lights, and that's what I like about it. And we wired them in to these little switch panels, or little push panels right here, you can see. And basically if you hit one, that will turn on that light up here. And like I said, this is a 48-inch bar, I think, or 40. And then, you know, you can shut it off. Then you can hit the one on the bottom and it turns on these lights. But what happens is once these lights come on, they automatically dim off into the standby mode. But these are all touch button lights. So you see that little blue light right there? All you do is tap it. And look at that, that light comes on, and then you tap it again and hold it in, it'll dim down. And you can dim these lights to where you want to have it dimmed down to, or you hold it again and it'll brighten back up. But you just go ahead and tap it and it shuts off. So it's pretty cool. You got one over here, you got one right there, and then you got one over there. Maybe tonight I'll turn it on, but it provides a lot of lighting here. And then of course this green light here on the MPPT controller lights up the area as well. And of course, like I said, we've got the kingpin light up above right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Well, gang, I hope you enjoyed this tour of my new DirtBox Overland truck camper topper. I love it. This thing weighs about 425 pounds. That's not very heavy. In fact, I get better gas mileage with this now instead of pulling a camper. I went from 11.5 miles a gallon to 16.8, almost 17 miles a gallon going to this configuration. And everything I need is right here. And I'm so honored to be a part of the DirtBox Overland family. I want to thank Tao and Naomi for you know, giving me the chance to work with them. And I'm going to be using this for all of my upcoming adventures. So if you're interested in one of these, go to dirtboxoverland.com and check it out. They have several models on there. They have them for full-size trucks, Ram, Ford, Chevy. They got them for Tacomas, Tundras, a whole bunch, and they will install it there at their Denver location. I drove from Tennessee to Denver because I wanted to meet them, meet everybody there, meet the installers, see how they do things. And that way I know that it would be done with quality and professionalism, which they were. The owner of the company, Tao, he was actually wiring some of the components while they were doing the install. And that tells me a lot about a company and an owner. If the owner is out there working and trying to help get everything and get things moving and get things settled so you can get the person or the customer in and out, that speaks volumes. And like I said, from the very first time I met the folks at DirtBox, Tao and Kong from up in New York, they were really professional, they were really friendly, very helpful. And like I said, things happen for a reason. One door closed and then this door opened. So it's amazing. I am so blessed and honored. So while you guys enjoyed that, I'm still cooking my beef stroganoff in my rock pot. So let's go check it out, man. Let's see. I can smell it. It smells absolutely incredible. I know I shouldn't be looking because it's called cooking, not looking. Oh my God, look at that. Oh,